Well, hello there, and welcome back to Mr. E's Mysteries and Magics. In this video, we're going to do the tutorial for the magic trick that I call sixes and nines, sixes and nines. But before we get into that, I just want to point out something that a couple of people did ask me about privately. I mentioned the Mohegan Sun tuck case had these holes in the front and back of the box, and they were wondering what the purpose of that was. Well, first of all, the big hole in the front is just for advertising. You can see the Mohegan Sun logo there, and the back is kind of interesting because the second Joker card, that's this kind of, sort of looks like an ad card, but it's not really an ad card, and it goes this way, and the barcode and the number of the deck is exposed, so they can just scan that barcode and they know where this deck was used, where it's going, and what happened to it. So that's why in the tuck case you have these two rather large cutouts on the front and back. So anyway, having gotten through all of that, we're now going to do the tutorial. We're going to get rid of the jokers because we don't need those. Put those aside. And the key to this whole effect is a little bit of a setup. This is not an original effect of mine. I think I may have mentioned that. But the key to it is using the 4 black 6s and 9s. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 of those cards and you're going to put these on the top of the deck face down. But you have to be a little careful how you set them up. It doesn't matter whether you start with the 6 or you start with a 9. Okay, but so we'll say that you start with the 6. We're going to use the 6 of spades. The second card must be the 9 of clubs. Then the third card must be the other 6. Okay, now let's say you start with the 6 of clubs on top. That's fine. If you're going to use the 6 of clubs as the top card, the second card must be the 9 of spades. Opposite suits here, okay? And then the third card will be the other 6. The first card and the third card will be the same in value. Obviously, their suits will differ. And the middle card will be whatever suit the first card is not. Okay? So again, it doesn't matter specifically which 6s and 9s you start with, as long as whatever you use the proper cards in the second and third position. So let's see, if we had the 9, if you start with the 9 of spades, you would put the 6 of clubs in the middle, and you would use the 9 of clubs as the third card. The third card's value must match the value of the first card. Okay, so we'll go with that. And what you're going to do is you're going to take those 3 cards and you're going to put them on the top of the deck. You then take the fourth card, whatever's left over, and put it on the bottom of the deck. Now, at this point, you can do some controlled shuffles. I'm only going to do one to save time, but you can do as many as you like. The key being that you must make sure that your bottom card remains the same and your 3 top cards remain the same. Now, you don't say to your audience that you are going to do a magic trick involving 6s and 9s in any way, shape, or form. You don't mention the 6, 9 at all. You just simply say at this point, I'm going to take the top 2 cards at random, whatever they are. Okay, they're the black 6 and the black 9. Now, your wording here is very important. You don't say, I'm taking the 9 of spades and the 6 of clubs, and you use the word the, not a. The. I'm taking the black 6 and the black 9. And you don't overemphasize the word the like I just did. That's just for, tutorial purposes. You simply say, I'm taking the black 6 and the black 9. You look at them like you don't know what they're going to be. And they say, okay, yeah, I just took these at random. I'm going to the black 6, it's the black 9. Okay, we're going to take these 2 cards. And of course, what you're doing is you're de-emphasizing the suits. Okay, because you can see what's coming here, I'm sure. You're de-emphasizing the suits and making them concentrate only on the numbers and the colors. Okay, so then you take them and you put them in the deck anywhere you want, doesn't matter. You're done with those cards. You can, if you want, you can again do another shuffle. And it doesn't matter how you do the shuffle, except that you always need to make sure that the card that you put on the bottom at the beginning of the trick before you actually started doing it in the setup stays there. That card has to stay there. All right, so then you go through, oh, the top card, by the way, also has to stay on top. You've moved 2 cards, you've got the 3rd card is now on top. Those 2 cards have to stay in position when you do your shuffle after you've put the cards in the middle of the pack. So remember to keep those 2 cards where they need to be. Then you go through the whole routine about, yeah, all right, I'm going to find them, and this is a really cool ability to have when you're gambling in a casino. Whatever nonsense you want to give them, I don't really care. You make up a couple of numbers. Yeah, I think they're at the 17th and 33rd position. Doesn't matter. You can tell them it's the 19th and the 28th. I don't care. Doesn't make a lick of difference. That's all just a bunch of nonsense. What you're going to do next is when you say, well, I need to find the cards now, and what you're going to do, and again, this is a very straightforward technique for those of you who have never seen it before. You can put your thumb on the top, put a little bit of pressure on it, put your index finger and maybe even your middle finger rather, on the bottom card with a little bit of pressure. And when you do this, you automatically end up with 2 cards in your hand. 50 cards in this hand and 2 cards in this hand. And you simply say, there you go, the black 6 and the black 9. And again, you don't tell them the suit. You just let their mind do the rest. It's that simple. It's a very straightforward, simplistic effect, and yet it's amazingly effective when you do it in a live audience situation. So again, I hope you enjoy seeing that. Let me know what you have to say in the comments, and like the video if you want, subscribe if you really like what you saw, and remember to visit rpmagicshop.com. He's got all kinds of free stuff there that you can download, and he also has his own YouTube channel, so you might want to do a YouTube search for RP Magic or RP Magic Shop, and that should bring you right to his YouTube channel where he's got a few videos of himself doing some very cool magic effects. So you might want to check that out as well. So the link to his website will be below as always. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and this is Mr. E's Mysteries saying once more, always leave them baffled.